Cracking my vintage slabs to get better grades. Episode 7. Jungle Dragonite. We got a PSA 8 on this, which puts it at around $200 value on the secondhand market. But if we can get a 10, we're looking at least $3,500. It's a pretty good uplift here. So let's go ahead and find out what's wrong with this. Nice clean break. So right off the bat, we can see a whole bunch of scratches on the upper left corner, a whole bunch on the bottom left corner. Let's put it under the microscope and see what these look like. Some of these look pretty deep. This is an example of what whitening looks like on the back. There's a few spots of whitening here. Really nothing we can do about those. So let's get to work on these scratches. I'm going to start off with some Kurtz card cleaner and a cotton pad. And I'm just going to go ahead and get all of the debris off of this card before I apply any pressure to it, just to prevent any kind of scratches. New ones. Aside from a couple spots of whitening, the back does look pretty much perfect, which is probably why we got an 8. Probably a generous score, given the quantity of scratches and the 3 or so white spots we have on the back. But it doesn't hurt to go for a 9, even a 10. The thing about PSA is that it's pretty much random. So if you were to submit this card multiple times, very likely that you could get a 9. And on the right day, hopefully after repairs, maybe we'll get a 10. This is Kurt's recovery. It is actually removing material from the card, so we have to be careful here by using multiple smaller rounds. First pass looks pretty good. Actually, most of the scratches in the bottom came out. Still have those nasty scratches up in the top left. So let's go for round 2 of Kurt's recovery. And we'll see what we ended up with here. Still got 1 or 2 big scratches up in the top left. We'll go for a third pass here. Starting to get the feeling that we're probably not going to get all of the scratches out of this one. But it'll certainly look better than it did before. This is an extra microfiber cloth to make sure that I've removed all of the Kurtz recovery. And as you can see, we still have those scratches on the top. The scratches on the bottom have been completely removed though, so that's good news. We are making progress. We'll come out with some Kurtz polish. This doesn't remove any material, just hides the visibility. And I want to see what this ends up looking like before I apply another round of the recovery. So as you can see, still have a few scratches up on the top there. I'm going to do one more round of the Kurt's recovery. This is it. So I'm going to do this one as targeted as possible. If you do too many applications of the recovery, or you go too hard on a single application, you can definitely remove too many layers on the hollow, which will result in a readily visible alteration. So you gotta maintain a balance. How much scratch to remove versus how much damage to do to the card. I'm putting the polish on the entire front face of the card here so that the texture is uniform across the entire surface of the card. And then I'm going to remove as much of that material as possible with a microfiber cloth. Let's see what the final product looks like. Top right corner looks pretty clean. Bottom left corner is clean. Top left corner still has a handful of scratches up there, but they have been reduced significantly. I'm going to go even further in making sure that I get all the material off this card so that there is no residue that might be picked up by a grater. Funny thing, the graters actually do smell the cards. So if you have any product that you're putting on there and it's not fully cleaned, they can ding it. Here's some before and afters of those scratches. Putting it back under the microscope here. I'd say overall this was a good success given what we were starting out with. Some of those scratches are just too deep. We maintained all of the shiny hollow stars on here, which should help us sneak by any kind of red flags from the grader's perspective. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.